WWE has re-signed some stars. MJF speaking very publicly about his status with AEW and WWE and so much more. Don't forget, we're giving away this championship belt at 100,000 subscribers. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Ango Show. I want to kick things off with Major League Wrestling. As you guys know, I've been covering on this channel the antitrust lawsuit from MLW and WWE. Just the other day, we talked about them coming to a settlement, and now there's a new update from Dave Meltzer. MLW is looking at signing new talent, running more shows, and bonusing talent. It's been pretty much acknowledged that within WWE that they got money in the settlement, and apparently a significant enough number for MLW to upgrade. While speaking on the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer talked about the apparent infusion of the cash for the promotion, and basically it comes down to them getting money from the lawsuit, which in turn will help MLW make some big changes to their company. Look, MLW is always a strange company to talk about. I think MLW has a lot of potential. I think there is some confusion with MLW in the way they distribute their content and stuff like that. There has been some controversies in the past with how little they pay talent. Obviously, you know, he say, she say, right? When it comes to MLW, I find their product to be somewhat enjoyable. Like, I don't have really an issue with their product. I think they have a really cool roster too, which is always nice to see that these smaller companies have a great roster. Getting more money is always very helpful, especially for MLW, a company that, you know, when you think of wrestling, right, the big three is WWE, AEW, and then TNA. At number 4, I would say you have to put MLW above NWA. And, you know, I think in order to get more money, you have to put out a really good product, right? That's the number one thing. But also you have to get people who are invested in pro wrestling to invest in you. And MLW is one of those companies where with this newfound money, if they make the right changes, they can have some significant growth. The question is, what exactly will they do with the money? Yes, you can pay your talent more, which is fantastic. And yes, you could give out bonuses, and that is also fantastic. But you're going to have to make some key signings at some point, and you can't lose some of your top talent because there's rumors that Alexander Hammerstone could be a free agent soon, leaving MLW soon. There's rumors that Jacob Fatu could land in AEW and WWE. But here's the thing. These are guys that have been rumored to go elsewhere, and they haven't. So this is something I definitely want to pay attention to, especially if they're doing more dates, more shows, more signings, things like that. It could be a little bit of a boost that actually helps them grow, which would be nice. I want to turn our attention to Xavier Woods, something I don't want to spend too much time talking about, but I do want to talk about this because WWE has pulled Xavier Woods off of the road, and they're going to keep him on the sidelines. Basically, the word going around is that he has been banged up a little bit. PW Insider has reported that Woods is currently off the road as he is banged up and needs some time to heal. It's unclear what the exact injury is or when he will be back. And the reason why I don't want to spend too much time talking about this, it's very simple. I just want to say one very, very clear thing. WWE was notorious for not necessarily giving talent time off. And it seems like one thing that Triple H has absolutely done in this new regime is they are making it so much easier for talent to go and take time off, be with their families, heal up from injuries. They're going to be lessening the amount of house shows that they're doing. Obviously, that's a great thing for wrestling in general, but it's a great thing for WWE because these guys, for the longest time, they've always had the most rigorous schedules. And when you have these types of schedules, when you have 52 weeks of live television and people are still flying to TV, sometimes you don't get used. It becomes a big turnoff, right? Like, why do I have to fly to this city? I'm not in the best shape. I'm not in the best condition. I'm not being used. Like, why do I have to be there? That time, or that type of stuff is like done with in the WWE. So it's obviously a very good thing for WWE to be in this situation and say, look, you're banged up, go get some rest. We'll call you when we need you. And I think this is just the right approach. It's the right way from a talent management perspective. You're going to make a lot of people happy about this. And if you're a potential free agent that could be signing with WWE in the future, I think that is something that you're going to look at, because that is one thing that AEW has done always very well with. AEW is always giving time to their wrestlers, and AEW doesn't have that crazy schedule that WWE has, and that's a very big pro. If you're looking at signing with the company, like, hey man, like if I could be on TV and get paid as much money and I don't have to do this, this, and this, I might as well take it. So very cool to see that WWE has taken that approach, and obviously for Xavier Woods, whatever the injury may be, obviously speedy recovery, and hope to have you back soon. I think the New Day is awesome. I would love to see the New Day in a big tag team feud soon. This would be great when the time is right. I want to turn our attention to MJF. He just did a new interview with Jimmy Traina on the Sports Illustrated Media podcast, and MJF was talking a little bit about WWE. And, of course, I've said this in the past. I've said this several times. I really do believe MJF has re-signed with AEW. And that's just kind of always like a gut feeling. It's not some sort of news or anything like that. I just always kind of believed that MJF and AEW are playing into it for a storyline purpose. MJF is doubling down on the fact that he will, in fact, be a free agent. But he was talking about WWE and whether they would put a leash on him. And he just says, I don't know how you put a leash on me. And I swear to God, that's my honest opinion. I'm sorry, I've cursed now. That's right. I didn't say the curse word, guys. I didn't say the curse word. He goes on to say, I don't think anybody can hold me back from being the monster I am. I think my career trajectory in any company is going to be exactly the same. Do I think in some aspects AEW fits me like a glove more so than anywhere else? Yeah, I do. Could an argument be made the other way around? Yeah, I'm sure. These are all things I have to think about. What I do now, whatever company I pick, it will be because it feels right and it means the most to me, which I look at MJF being a company guy in AEW. I genuinely do. Now, of course, I'm going to have a lot of intrigue and interest to see what he does in WWE, because I think, just like many of you, I agree that WWE would probably restrict MJF. I do believe that. And I don't think that's good. I don't think that means he's going to fail in WWE. I just believe WWE will have to kind of work around his promos and stuff because of the fact that MJF can't be calling Triple H a effing mark on TV, right? So a lot of things won't slide in WWE versus AEW. I do believe that. Now, I still believe that MJF is not going to be a free agent. I believe he secretly re-signed with AEW, and I would love to be wrong. Right? Like, this is one of those scenarios where my gut feeling, I hope it's wrong. I would love to see MJF truly become a free agent and truly get the bag wherever he may go, whether it's WWE or AEW. I have no problem. If he decides he wants to go to Japan or somewhere else too, go get that bag, right? But I think the bidding war storyline is an issue, because I feel like if people already think or know that you're with AEW and you re-sign with AEW, people won't really be as invested in the storyline. Now, if you truly are a free agent and you left AEW, people would be like, wow, I can't believe AEW actually put this on TV. So it's a double-edged sword in certain ways. But with MJF, I think he's a hell of a talent. I think he is absolutely incredible at what he does. And I just think realistically, AEW is the better fit. But of course, that intrigue in going to WWE makes a lot of sense, just considering the nature of it all. With that being said, I want to turn our attention to our final topic. WWE has re-signed some talent, which this is great. We haven't really heard of these stories just yet. We know Endeavor is looking at, keeping talent around. We know that they're willing to pay big money to do it. It's been reported that Rey Mysterio has signed a new 5-year deal with WWE. There's no specifics at this time of the reported offer or the reported deal. It is expected that he's going to make a lot of money. Obviously, WWE treats Rey Mysterio like a legend. They love Rey Mysterio. But what I found very interesting, it's not just Rey Mysterio that WWE has re-signed. WWE has reportedly signed Dominic Mysterio to a new long-term deal. According to PWInsider.com, confirming with multiple sources, Dominic Mysterio recently signed a new WWE deal, and the belief is that this contract actually signed a new deal about a month ago. So Dominic Mysterio signed a 5-year deal. That's the reported term. This is really cool, man. Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio staying with the WWE. I'm intrigued because I always felt like Rey Mysterio would probably be retiring after this year. I always get the feeling that maybe Dominic Mysterio, I don't know if Dominic Mysterio was necessarily a long-term thing for WWE, because I felt like they were just kind of telling the story with Rey. But the fact that WWE has landed Dominic Mysterio for 5 years tells me two things. One, Dom really enjoys his time in WWE. And two, WWE really enjoys the development of Dominic Mysterio. And honestly, I can understand 1,000%. Dominic Mysterio is a beast. This kid has so much potential. He's killing it right now. And I think it's inevitable. We got to get Dominic versus Rey Mysterio in a retirement match, right? And you do the hair versus mask thing. You do the retirement thing. I don't know. There's a lot of cool things you can do. And I look forward to it, man. I really do. This is one of those things, man, where like, I think Dominic is a very skilled person. I think Rey Mysterio is a very skilled person. And I don't think people understand that Rey Mysterio could have very much been in AEW. And if Rey Mysterio was in AEW, Dominic Mysterio likely wouldn't be in WWE. And I think people cannot forget that Rey Mysterio working All In pretty much put a lot of pressure on WWE to actually retain Rey Mysterio. And then obviously Rey Mysterio helping Dominic get into the WWE probably played a significant role into him going to the WWE. But very fascinating stuff. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below.